We have a bunch of new stuff from Vosteed, and we're going to start it off with the new aluminum version of the Hedgehog in S35 VM blade steel. We have liners inside of the aluminum because this is a compression lock, which I gotta say, this is one of their best models. Regardless of how I feel about the design, how it looks, just the consistency in the detent and the action alone, this thing feels very, very, very premium. Great jipping on the flipper tab, and then the tension, the resistance from the compression lock is so good. They've just tuned this to perfection. And the thumb stud's very easy to get to. Again, great resistance. You can use the fuller. You can also use the stud, and then you can also swing it out if you want to, which look at how smooth this thing is. I think it's on multi-row ceramic bearings. Yeah, it's gotta be, man. This thing is just redonkulous. It's so smooth. Then, you know, it actually does give you a full 4-finger grip. You have the sheep's foot blade. It's gonna be great for utility cuts. You know, and you don't have a lot of belly there, even though it has a slight belly, but it's not like a huge belly, so you're gonna be able to pass through materials fairly well. The drop on it, you know, just guillotine-like. You have a reversible deep carry clip, which their deep carry clip is great. Aluminum backspacer. This would be cool in a titanium version too. So this is pretty awesome. Very, very well done. And this does come in different handle materials as well. And I believe, I'm not sure, I think it's another steel too. I believe this comes in 14C if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. The next one is one that I had the prototype of. Now this is a production version, and this is the ANKYLO. I think that's how you pronounce it. The ANKYLO, and this is in 154 CM blade steel. I believe my prototype had LMAX, but they might be doing different versions of it. I'm not sure. Vosteed's doing all kinds of stuff. So, but this one, again, very unique, different type of locking system. It's kind of similar to, well, not, I guess, kind of similar. I have a video on this locking system. You can go and check it out. It actually has a magnet that pulls it, or a spring that pushes it out, because it has, I think, a magnet inside there. And then it has basically like a frame lock, and you're pushing, when you push this button, you're pushing the frame out of the way through the pivot. It's pretty cool how they have it. Definitely different. And it offers a really good detent. Obviously, lots of forms of deployment. Like I said, 154 CM blade steel. We have an aluminum handle with a deep carry reversible clip, TA hardware all the way around. Great ergonomics. It has a great thickness and width that just fits the hand very well. Again, great utility cutter, great slicer. The lock is a very solid lock. I did beat up my prototype quite a bit. It never failed on me, never nothing. I think somebody out there might have really abused it and got it to fail. I forget, but you know, mine was super solid, and that was probably a prototype too. I'm not sure. So anyways, as far as I'm concerned, it's a very tough lock for a compact pocket knife like this. You know, it's not something that's going to fail from regular use for sure. Quick size comparison, and again, if you want to get any information that I'm not saying in this video, definitely check out the description. Now the next one, this is a little guy. I believe this is the mini Raccoon, if I remember correctly. It's just a little tiny guy. It kind of reminds me of like the Baby Banter or the Devo Nip. It has a spear pointish blade in 14C 28N. Very good edge on this. Wow, that has a good edge. Beautiful sharp control and plunge grind too. It has a liner lock, and it looks like the liner lock does not have good access, but it's actually not horrible. Thumb stud deployment. It's compact, so you know, if you have really large hands, it might be, you know, not difficult. Maybe it might be. It depends on the size of your hands. With mine, I can obviously fidget it fairly well. Doing the side finger, it's a little tight, but as you can see, I can still do it, and I can get a full 4-finger grip because of the choil. But you know, it is obviously a very compact 4-finger grip. Most of the time you're going to be using this like this, you know, just opening things up or whatever. The clip is reversible and inset with flat screws. Love to see that. Lockup, rock solid lockup. Very smooth for how tiny it is. So yeah, I'm sure this comes in a bunch of different color options. I've always liked the Raccoon. I think the Raccoon is a phenomenal knife, and it comes in a lot of different versions from, what do they have? They have the button lock, they have the crossbar lock, and they even have the button compression lock, which is their top liner lock. But yeah, very, very awesome. Next, you know, before we get to the next knife, here is a little pry bar they are selling. It is in titanium. And, you know, obviously it looks like a bomber. I do appreciate that they did not make these thick right here. That's one problem I always see from companies. They'll make these flat on the edge, and then it's like you can't even get them underneath anything. You want these to be able to scratch the surface of something so you can scrape stickers and things like that. Has a little tack puller because it's definitely not going to lift any nails. And then a bottle cap lifter, you know, and it's titanium. So, you know, it's just something cool to have. And, you know, if you ever need to open up a bottle, pry something up, instead of using your knife, you can use a little pry bar. So, which always comes in hand when you're about to pry with your knife. This is the Vosteed Acorn, and the Acorn has a liner lock action with a very fidget-friendly hole and front flipping deployment. The liner and the blade are both coated in, I don't know what this is, if it's like a ceramic coating or something, but it looks really cool with the micarta. Especially because the liner, you know, is that color. I think it looks cool. They should have did the clip though. They already did the backspace barrel. Oh man, both the liners are actually that color. That's actually pretty damn cool how they did that. They should have just did the pivot and the clip, man. That would have really brought it all together. But it is pretty ergonomic. You know, it has you know, the same type of feeling as some of the other knives in hand. They have a very similar feeling, some of the Vosteed models. Not all of them. Obviously, there's a lot of them that are very different from one another. But awesome, awesome knife. Vosteed usually does a damn good job. 14C 28M blade steel, reversible deep carry clip. Very smooth on the drop. Now, as far as like negatives and stuff, you know, I don't really see any negatives that stand out to me. I don't know if it's my style or not, but I do like the way the pivot looks. I love this color combination, and it's done very well. So, you know, hey, I can't complain. Nice texturing on the lock bar, good access, very smooth, very easy to deploy. Yeah, this would be a great little user for somebody. And there's some texturing right here. Nice lockup. Yeah, pretty damn cool. So anyways, if you guys like this type of content, I will put some cards up on the screen for you to click on. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.